Okay, so we're going to wipe Windows 8. To do that, we downloaded Windows 7 USB to DVD, which works on 8 too. In case whoever installed this on your computer put a bunch of filler you don't want, browse to your disk. In this case we go to if we wanted Windows 7, we go to Windows 7, but okay, you want Windows 8, so we're going to select Windows 8 ISO. It's going to erase it. Then you begin copying, copies everything, but to save time, we already did. So it just looks something like this when you're done. Now here's the trick. Normally this will just cycle through, keep restarting, yada yada. We're going to sign out. Then we're going to get rid of whoever put all this crap on here. We're going to shut down. Now the settings are different than with Windows 7 and Vista, so we're going to tweak it. Okay, everything's shut down. We're going to start it back up. We're going to hit F2. That's going to bring us into this menu. Set up utility. We're going to go over to boot. Under boot mode, you're going to see something called UEFI. We're going to change that to legacy. And what that's going to do, hit OK. Then we go to exit. Exit saving changes. Save configuration. Now when we start up, we have our USB stick in. It's going to try to boot up normally and it won't be able to. Okay, so we have our USB stick all installed. We're going to stick that in and turn the computer on. Stick is in, power on. I'll give you a little gibberish that comes up because it can't start up the same way. Now it's going to start from the USB stick. We've got Windows 8 on it. You see the Windows 8.1 logo, or Windows 8, either one. And it's reading from the memory stick. And here we go. into the Windows 8 normal menu. We're going to go normal, one in English. Going to go to install now. Setup is starting. Now we're going to accept. We're going to go to custom. And we're going to just get rid of all this stuff by deleting until we have nothing but one drive left. So delete as much as you possibly can. Delete as much as you possibly can. Until we have one drive left. Okay. Everything's done. Total size, free space is the same as the total size, so we're all set. We're going to hit next. That way we don't have a bunch of drives partitioned, separated, and making it slow, so now it's going to install all of this. I'll pause and come back when it's done. Now we're halfway through, so we're going to pause and come back when we're done. Okay, now it's just finishing up. Now it's going to restart, but we'll restart now. There we go. Now the USB stick is still in. So the USB stick is still in when we restarted. As you can see, it's getting your devices ready. No tricks here, just simple install, no hacks, no nothing. You should have all your login information, your serial keys and everything. You can activate everything online if it doesn't come pre-activated. Okay, now you can take that USB stick right out of there. It's copied everything by now, and you can use the info that it copied to keep going all on its own. You can erase that memory stick and add your drivers to it. Go to, like this is an Acer, so I'd go to the Acer website, get any drivers I needed. In the support, you can just put your model number in, have it search for it, or just manually do everything. Go to your drivers, your Windows system, and download drivers for it. Now drivers are like your video, your audio, your internet drivers to make everything work. We're just going to put Acer laptop. And we're going to go to next. discovering all the networks. You can either skip this step or you can hook up your internet right now. Then you just put in your network key and hit next. Now for settings, you can customize them yourself or just use Express. This is after you connect to your home network. I'm going to go for my home network. Automatically get drivers, updates, malicious content, do not track. Send some data to Microsoft, off. Send Microsoft info, send Microsoft info, off. Use Bing, I don't think so. I don't use Internet Explorer. Don't need people to find my location. No sending info to Microsoft. Now you can just set it up if you don't want to use the internet. Just set up your password, or do what I do, leave it blank. No one really has to worry about security here, so I'm just going to put in a username as Acer Laptop. And leave the passwords blank. And that's it. Once this all installs, update it from Microsoft, register it with your code and everything if you want, or do whatever you need to do to get it running the way you want it to run. But now you've formatted and installed Windows 8.1, so there you go. My 2 cents. Okay, so today for my 2 cents, we got this all-in-one HP from Easy Pawn here in Colorado. Now the great thing about this is you pay a little fee when you buy it, and if anything happens in 6 months, I get credit to buy anything else I want. Full price I paid for this. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to wipe the entire hard drive. We're going to add a new system. Now anything that you wanted, obviously make a new folder. Here you can see I titled my new folder 12344, and you'll see the C drive right here where it says desktop, see the letter C. That's my drive for this computer. Now G, in the folder you see, it's copying all these files that I have on this PC, and I'm copying them to an external hard drive. Now, what that means is it's a basically a portable storage device. So I'm putting all my information that I hold of value off of this because I'm going to wipe it, and I'm putting it on a portable hard drive that you can get $50 to $100 for a fairly big one. Now we're going to end up taking this all off, putting a new system on it. Just basically, when they give you a computer from the get-go, it tends to have a lot of, you might want to call it bloatware. Basically, imagine programs. Imagine if you got in your car and it decided to say, hey, would you like me to turn you on? Put the key in me and start. Would you like to check the horn? Would you like to check the gas? Would you like to check the tires? Would you like to check anything else? Blah, blah, blah. So what we say is, heck no. We don't need all that. That's filler. So we want a basic system, just like you want a basic car. You don't need all the bells and whistles. You just want something that runs good, and runs all your programs. You don't need to know when there's an update available by having the computer constantly monitor online for you. It's just a waste of internet, basically your bandwidth. You don't want to use everything up. And if you have all these checks that are checking for updates and checks and new programs, and well, you know what? If you do it right to begin with, you'll be able to check for an update, let's say once a week. The world is not going to end if you don't get that update right away. Give you an example. There was well, we won't name them, but there was a antivirus security company out there who sent out an update, and it just happened to be it opened up an ability to give you a worse virus. So millions of people were vulnerable to this simply because they ran out and set it to automatic updates because they had to get the greatest, most efficient update they could possibly get. Well, sometimes when they update, they mess it up. And it's not always in the beta testing that it happens. Sometimes, unfortunately, as messed up as it sounds, when you buy a product, they let you become the testers, and you're basically market research, and thanks for paying for the item at the same time. But we're going to show you how to just put a basic system on here, Windows 7, have a good time doing it, and not be stressed out about it. So here's step 1. Copy everything over, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our DVD in. So we're going to reboot Windows. This is my hard drive. As you can see. Oh, hold on. Press any key. Then we're going to go to Setup English, not Chinese. Again, this is PC and monitor all in one that HP made. Even has built-in Wi-Fi. Nice little setup. Now after we've clicked the system that we have, on this one we have Windows 7 Pro, and we're going to accept the license. It's also 64-bit. Now we're going to go to custom because for some odd reason they like to add all these basic backups and to not send you the DVD recovery for one. And this, basically, if you can see it's adding up, it just stores more and more information. I don't need recoveries and blah blah blah. So what we're going to do is go to Advanced Options. We're going to delete. See unallocated space. We're going to delete factory image. We're going to delete partition system 1. Notice nothing bad's happening. Now we're down to this. Total size, free space, if you notice it's all clear. Deleted, formatted, there we go. We're going to next. Now we got one hard drive. Now it's going to copy the Windows files. Then it's going to open those and expand them. Then it's going to install the features. Install some updates if you're connected to the internet. And you're going to complete installation. So we'll come back when it's all done to there. Okay, so on the all-in-one HP, it's going to ask you for your main name you want to use. Then it's going to ask you for a password. Now, I don't like putting in a password. I don't have any secrets or anything, so I'm just going to click next. I'm gonna use the recommended settings, sure. Now, I'm not in Pacific time, so obviously I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna go to Mountain Time. Date and time are the same. So now it's finalizing my settings. Then all those things that I backed up, the files and drivers, we're gonna reinstall them. So I'm gonna hook back up my hard drive and get the files off that. Now I'll be right back. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Install all your updates. Bluetooth and everything is all set up. We're gonna install it, update just like you normally would, and you have a running system. Any questions, feel free to message. It's my 2 cents. Okay, for my 2 cents today, I got a lot of requests since formatting the hard drive part 1 and 2 was so successful. People wanted to know, well, once I have it formatted and my system's running, I can't access my video card, this card, that card, my RAM isn't working right. Basically, you need what's called drivers. Now, to dumb it down, make it sense of everything, a driver is basically if I hook up a DVD player and I have a Dell computer or a Windows or Sony Vaio, whatever your deal is. Let's say you want that specific DVD player, CD burner, whatever it is, to talk, be able to communicate with this whole laptop, this computer. Well, I'm going to need something called a driver. That means that it says, hey computer, no matter what you are, this is what I am and this is how I work. So I spent years and years trying to wipe a drive and then looking for the CD or the online place where I get it, and it's just very hassle-some. Basically, if you're going to do this all the time, you need a program that specifically searches for this stuff with no hassle. So I found a place that does exactly that. I know you'll find a lot of sites that say, hey, we'll give you drivers for free and all that. Well, the truth is, if you do this all the time, you're going to have to pay for it. And it's about $30. You can go to, let's get the website up here for you. It's DriverSoft. And it's going to be driver, driver-soft.com. And what that's going to do, DriverSoft is going to bring you to a program called Driver Genius. Now, how easy is Driver Genius to use? Well, you go right here once you have it, double click it, Driver Genius 11, brand newest version they have. Now, all you're going to do is start the scan. You can check for updates if you want. This is going to check everything on your computer. The USB, now it says no driver updates are available for my computer. It has just scanned my entire thing, told me what I needed, and just to make double sure, I can always check, get updates for it. All the components are up to date, but that's it. Everything on mine runs. If you have one program that doesn't seem to run right, you too can download Driver Genius. This is Driver Genius Professional Edition. Like I said, it's $29.95, but you're going to have it for life. You're going to use it whenever you wipe your computer. I'm sure your friends will be over to say, hey, I need this, I need that. All you really have to do is run this once on any system. It'll tell you if you have it or not. If you need a driver, it'll download it for you right where it's supposed to be, up to 4 different locations I believe it finds. Now, your other option is to search the net aimlessly. You can do a Google search. If you want to go into Google, I mean, it's the harder way to go, You can type in drivers, like let's say for example NVIDIA. Now this one's a little easier to find because NVIDIA is one of those sites that will actually have drivers for you. Like, they're very good at it. Like, you'll go to their site, you'll select what model it is right down to the video card, and then you'll hit search. Then what will happen is it'll come up with the video cards that you need, current, old, whatever. As long as they make it and have a record of it, this is a place you'd find your video card. But when you run into problems like, oh, I have this little device that hooks up, magnifies like a microscope, that would require a different one. Your DVD player might be from some country you never heard of or can't pronounce, might be in a third language you can't read. So basically I go back to the Driver Genius. You can do it this way, searching manually through Google. However, you're going to come up with a bunch of different places. They might be risky. They might have spamware or something. Might be trying to say, hey, we have a free program, and it's not the case. So I would say, above everything else, just save yourself the time and spend the money and get this. It's going to work for any computer you ever run into, laptop or otherwise, any model, Windows 7. I'm sure when Windows 8 is big, they'll have that too, but they've been very good about updating, and Driver Genius is the best place that I've seen to go. Now, if you need anything else, just feel free to message me. Alright, this is my 2 cents. Take care. Okay, for my 2 cents today, I'm going to show you how to make the text bigger. Go to Start, go to Control Panels, go to Display, now, from Display, you go to Appearance. Now, font size, go to extra large fonts. Notice the text is bigger. You want to go to Appearance, extra large fonts. You can even go to Advanced and actually select what you'd like the icon, the capture button, all that stuff. Then you can adjust the size from there. Notice it adjusts to show you. And that is how you change everything. I mean, it's not really that hard, but for those of you with bigger screens that want to be able to see this versus the text that's already there, see the difference already. If you'd like to see it bigger, like if you have a big screen and you can't read the words or it's distorted, I had a bunch of questions on this on how to make the text bigger. But as you can see, my icon is huge too. Like the normal window, I've pretty much X'd the whole thing out with just this arrow, so it's about 10 times bigger. You can see this on a big screen, you can see the writing, you know what folder you're going to. You'll have to restart to get it to all do, but a couple times you'll fine tune it and figure it out just how you like it, and like I said, you can adjust it. Another thing you can do is go into Display Properties. Under Display Properties, you go to Settings, same place we were, go to Advanced, and then you go to Large Size, Normal Size, Custom Setting. Now, scale this percentage of normal size. You can make it, but if this doesn't work for you, email me or send me a message here and I'll make another video and show you how to make it even bigger on another set. Alright, take care. Okay, today I'm going to show you the steps involved in redoing your hard drive on your laptop. It works the same for your PC as well, so home computer or laptop, either will work. This is your original drive, mostly it says C. This is where all your stuff is, your main hard drive, and this is a backup drive that I've hooked to it. So I'm going to take everything from C and I'm going to hop it over to E. Now I'm not going to take everything I want, I'm just going to take the files that are important, the pictures, the video, I'm going to transfer it from my C drive to my backup drive that I just take with me for, if I lose anything, or I always have a place with my main information and programs. Okay, so again, you're going to take anything you want off your original drive and put it onto a backup drive, burn it onto a disk, whatever you want. Okay, now that you've gotten everything off of your disk, your C drive, your main hard drive that holds all your information on your computer, we're going to delete it all. So, you don't have to do anything but shut down the computer, open up your disk drive, and put in your installation CD or your emergency restoration CD. But if you don't have a restoration CD that came with it, you can use System Restore. Just when the computer starts up, hit F8 or F12 or F10. You'll have to see the little thing at the bottom. Anyways, you will restart with the CD in, and we'll take it from there. Okay, after you pop in your CD, power up your computer, and you'll see it'll say press any key. Press any key, literally. It inspects your configuration so it knows what it's doing. You don't need to press F6 unless you're doing an automated system recovery, but you're not, so don't worry about F2. Setup is doing everything normally. So it loads all the files, and then it'll bring you to the next screen I'm about to show you. Okay, setup is starting Windows. We are going to go and press Escape for Don't Repair. Now it brings you up to a screen. If you skip ahead to any of this is fine, because it all gets you to the same place. Partition right here. This is my hard drive. Unpartitioned space. Basically, if something horrible happens, it's got 7 megabytes it can store something in. But I have a 160 gigabyte hard drive, so it's saying that I have 100 gigabytes free. Now, this is the most important part. This is how we delete it. To delete the selected partition, press D. So there's our hard drive, the C drive I showed you before. We're going to hit, that's right, you guessed it, D. Now it's going to say the partition you tried to delete is a system partition. It's making sure that you know you're deleting your actual hard drive. Then it goes down to say to delete this partition, press enter. Setup will prompt you for confirmation again before deleting. They want to make sure you're absolutely sure and you're not just messing with it. To go back to the previous screen without selecting the partition, so if you're chickening out right now, hit escape and don't bother finishing to watch the rest. But if you understand it, you want everything wiped off your computer and you want to start new, to delete with this partition, press enter. Enter. Now it says again to confirm it. You ask setup to delete the partition, the C drive, all of it on how many megabytes it has. To delete, press L. And again, press escape if you don't want to. But, just so you know, it says to delete, press L. So, we're going to press L. Okay. Now it knows it wants to be deleted, so it assumes that's deleted space now. So it wants its next command. To set up Windows XP, press enter. To create a partition, press C. Now what this means is if you want your hard drive broken into different drives, like if you want one that says C, then one that says D, J, K, whatever you want it to say. If
literally, there's no need for it, but if you want it to basically, it's like putting another hard drive inside the hard drive. Basically, now you're making file cabinets, and each one will have its own stuff you want to put in it. But, there's really no need. Just put it on one. I mean, this is so easy to do. If you get a bunch of stuff you don't want on it, delete it again. So to delete the selected partition, we're going to hit D. But like I said, if you want to make another drive, so you have more than one showing, a C drive, a J drive, a Z drive, whatever you want to name it, you can do that. But for this lesson, we're going to just delete it. So hit D to delete the selected partition, press D. This is a full walkthrough, so okay. Now press enter. Okay. Now it asks me, do I want to format using the same system? We can do it quick or we can do it longer. So we're going to do it the long version just because we're going to do it all the way through and show every step to you. Format the partition using hit enter. Now here's the screen. Please wait while setup formats the partition. New, which is a raw drive of all my megabytes, which every 1,000 megabytes is 1 gigabyte, just so you know. Now setup is formatting. So when it's all done, I'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, we're just about done formatting, and then the installation is going to begin. After the format, now Windows will copy files into the installation folders. So when this is done, I'll come back. Now after that, it starts the collecting information, dynamic update, installing Windows. Takes about 40 minutes. Takes less, but so when this is all installed, pretty much we haven't touched any other keys. It's all been doing it by itself. So those hundreds of dollars that you spend on paying people to do this, it's a joke. They're just laughing at you. So I'll keep walking you through it, but this is a simple way, again, to wipe your hard drive and start new. Okay, then when it says you have about 33 minutes left, it's going to bring up the regional and language options. Simple enough. Go to next. Can't customize till you enter your name. Alright, so we'll enter a name. And we'll go to next. You don't have to put in an organization, but it'll create a computer name. If you want it to be a different name, that's fine too. You can put in your password, or if you leave it blank, there won't be one. The date, September 2nd. The time, yes, it is 4:55 in the morning. It is Central Time. We want it to adjust for daylight savings time, and then we click next. It's going to install the network and everything else we need. Okay, I'll be back when it's ready to install. Started itself, so at this point you can actually remove your CD. It's all in there. Now it's going to be starting up for the first time. It tells you that it's going to improve the elements and the screen resolution from what it sees that your laptop or computer are. Just totally normal. So again, since we formatted and installed it, we haven't done anything but sit back and watch. Now we go through the main setup. Click next. You can turn on updates. You're gonna end up doing it anyways. Some people don't, but it's always good to have an updated computer. put in your name and up to 5 other people, or whoever you're fixing the computer for. And that's it. Now it's just a question of updating. I'll walk you through that too. Okay, so as you can see, it works totally fine. Now you simply go do your updates. If you can't use your wireless, well, here's a simple solution. Connect your Ethernet cable to the back of your computer. Update all your programs, items, and you're all set to go. Simple job. Your computer's ready to go. Put in your programs, and that's it. Any other questions? Feel free to post them. I'll be happy to make a how-to. Alright, take care.